What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. What I want to do is look at them on the 4-hour time frame here. Right now, Bitcoin's up about 4.31%. We're at 42,480. So the main thing I want you to pay attention to today, guys, is holding this support area of 39,591. In the previous video, when we saw this really long wick, this hammer candle, I was jumping in down around this area. It was around like 41,600, 41,400. All in this area, and I am still holding those positions right now, guys. I didn't like to see that we had another flush to the downside there, because this even came on a lot of heavy volume. We had a nice candle there. We were starting to move to the upside, but we just did not get that follow through. Got another push to the downside. So now what I'm anticipating is to see if we can get up above this 42,471, and then it would be up to around 43,324 are going to be the next overhead resistance areas. In the last video, what I was talking about, guys, when I was buying this panic down in this range, I was anticipating in the next days and weeks to come here that we would at least get some back test, or at least try to test this trend line, see if we could break out of that in the days and weeks to come. And that, even in that area, would put us up roughly at about a 5 to 10% gain if we do get back up in that area, even testing this 50 moving average. Sometimes I like to play these big dumps, and I'll buy them and then just try to ride it up the best that I can, looking to see if we can start forming higher lows and higher highs, so changing that trend. Right now the relative strength is at 38. You can see on here, guys, we actually have a little bit of a trigger wave forming there. Our money flow is trying to start to get into the green there. VWAP is at 6.23, so we are in the positive there. But you can start to see how that divergence was building as price was going down. We were actually gaining a little bit of strength there. So definitely keep an eye on that. We want to see if we can get this relative strength to cross up above that 50 line as well. But for this, I'm just patiently waiting, guys. And what I would always suggest is when I was entering these positions down here, I was entering with starter size, and that's basically where I've kept it so far. So that I got a piece of this move here. I'm happy with what I got, but also if it continues lower, it's not that big of a deal, because I believe in Bitcoin long term. I believe in Ethereum long term. I believe in Litecoin long term. They've made it through the market cycles, and whenever I see these big crashes here, I always like to take advantage of them, because many times we'll get those nice moves back to test this 50, test this 200, and that's where you can make some profit. So that's just me, guys. That's not financial advice. That's just something I like to do. When I see a lot of panic, we're down 18% in a day, I like to slowly start layering in, so laddering in with small amounts of money, right? So say you want to buy Bitcoin, you see it get down in this range, it's an 18% drop, you do your first order in here, then it goes lower, you go a little bit more, and then you get that position, and then you have a nice average. And then once we do get that reaction back, that's where you can decide if you want to take profits, if the volume's not looking good and it's not there, or if this is something you can hold longer term and we may get a trend line break and continue to the upside. So that's something that I do like to do, guys. I like to take a little risk at those times when I see those crashes. I know they can always go a little bit lower, but we do get nice bounce backs, nice little plays to the upside off those many times, and that's what I'm anticipating here. I want to see if we're going to be able to go a little bit higher in the days and weeks to come. If not, I would look for 39,591 to hold. And another thing you can do, if you're a very conservative person, say you were entering down in this position and you're up a little bit, you can always just put a break even stop there, and if it rolls over, then you're out of your position, you look for another great opportunity. It's always a possibility, guys, and that's what I like to do, is just really trade this market. Obviously, you can have longer term stuff, but just taking it trade by trade, really watching the price action on the 4-hour and the 1-day time frame, that's going to be the best for you, because so many people will put out predictions and everything. I mean, you've seen the 500,000 by the end of the year. We're almost at the end of the year. Excuse me, and we're nowhere close to that, right? So when people are putting out all these predictions, everything, I don't think that's the way to go, because no one knows the news and the events that are going to take place. I think playing this price action day by day, focusing on your risk management, that's what's going to help you the most. And I would never play more than 10% of my total account on any trade. And that'll keep you out of trouble as well. Because if you're just doing this, okay, I'm going to buy it all at one area, I think that's a bad thing to do, guys. You can get caught with your pants pulled down. So always smaller positions, laddering into positions, get a nice average, see if we can get a nice bounce out of here in the days and weeks to come. So overhead resistance, we got to get over 42,500, then it'd be up to around 43,471. Then be up here around that 46,142. Then also watch those support areas we talked about. 40,000 is going to be a big one for us. Let's keep an eye on that and realize that we are right now in a downtrend, in a short-term downtrend. So if you're playing anything down here, you're going counter trend. So just realize that, okay? So that's going to be Bitcoin. Next one we're going to get into is Ethereum. And if you guys get some from these videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I believe managing your risk is the #1 most important thing that you can do in this space, guys. All right, so for Ethereum right now, you can see on the 4-hour time frame, we're actually getting one of these gold ball symbols down here, and that's actually a buy signal. So definitely something we're going to keep an eye on here for Ethereum. We want to continue to see if the relative strength is going to gain strength throughout the day here on the 4-hour time frame. Right now it's at 39, so breaking that critical 40 area and then up to around that 50, see if we can push through that. If we get a closer look, the money flow right now is in the red. The VWAP is at 7.44, so it is in the positive. You can see this divergence here that was drawn, and then you can see your gold dot down in this range. So just to kind of test this out, the last time we saw this gold dot here, just kind of want to go up. So what you can see is, so that would be the enter price. We actually had a nice move to the upside here, about 6%. And then what happened was we went down lower than that area. So definitely something that you want to realize, guys, these things, when you see this, that you can still roll over a little bit more. That's definitely a possibility. And then you can see we took off to the upside till we got our red, like blood dot up there. And that would have given us a total of about 12% if you entered on the gold dot and you rode it out all the way through this. That would have been about 12%. Now, if you just would have taken it here and to the upside, that would have been about 5 or 6%. So I always like to go back and back test and just kind of see. I mean, these things don't pop up all the time. If we take a look, you know, you can see all the way back. We haven't seen any of these gold dots here, but it also could be just a ton of manipulation. So always be aware of that. I always put price action first is the thing that I like to look at. But overhead resistance, we got to break through about $3,000, guys. We got to turn that back into support. That's what's most important. Get through 3,000 and then not fall through it again. So that's the #1 thing I'm looking for Ethereum. Then be trying to get up above 3,074, then 3,215, then up to around that 3,358. But remember, if you're entering positions here, guys, same deal. You're going counter trend right now. All right, we're below our 200, we're below our 50, and that's going to show you our trend. Okay, in the shorter term here, same deal. You could draw a trend line here across and just realize we've been having lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so we got to hold 2,653. Want to continue to see if we're going to get a nice move out of here. If we take a quick look at the technicals for Ethereum, a little bit more neutral. We have a 10 sell, 8 neutral, and an 8 buy. Oscillator is a 1 sell, 7 neutral, and a 3 buy. Moving average is 9 sell, 1 neutral, and a 5 buy. So that's going to be Ethereum on the 4-hour time frame there, guys. Just see if we can get a little bit of follow through here in the days to come. See if that can happen, or if we're just going to roll over. All right. So next one we're going to go to is Litecoin. And guys, for Litecoin right now, we are at 156. We did wick up to as high as about 160 there. Same deal, we have that gold ball down in this area, that buy ball. So we're going to have to see if that's going to continue to play out. We have bullish divergence there. So you can also see that the VWAP is in the positive at 9.85. Relative strength moving a little bit to the upside, had a bit of a double bottom there, and that's at 38.60. So for Litecoin, guys, we want to hold about 144.38 we got down to is going to be a critical area for us, and then it's going to be down to about that 140 if we're not able to hold this area. So what I wanted to pay attention to here, guys, we got to watch this as well, because this could be a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and then we dumped here, and that could have been our neckline on the 4-hour time frame. But one thing I do like to look for is a back test. Many times you'll back test to see if you can get back up within that trend line. And if we were able to pull something off like that for Litecoin, even a back test of that area could be up about 10%. So definitely something I'm watching, paying attention to in this area. We did find some support there about that 144, 146. You can see this range over in this area. And if we take a look at the Fibonacci, we go from our low up to our high. We're not going to count this manipulation wick here. We pushed all the way down right almost to that golden pocket there, that 0.618. So definitely an area we like to watch. We can get bounces off that. The next area, the institutional level here, is that 0.786, and that'd be down around 123. So guys, that's what I'm saying. You can play these bounces, you can do what you want to do, but you have to be careful. You have to have risk management is the number one thing that I can tell you. But I am trying to play this bounce here. I'm going to continue to let this position ride as of right now, and we're just going to see what we can do. If it starts to look ugly, then I'm going to cut it, guys. But right now I want to see what we can do here if we do get some higher prices in the days and weeks to come. So God bless you all. Take care. If you get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Take care.